Hi and welcome, Parineeti. And it's so great having you here with us. I'm speaking to you after such a long time, but always
Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been too long. You've been ignoring me.
not at all, never. We've done so many shows together, just that we never got on to doing this.
It's true. We needed to meet for an important moment.
Exactly. It took the lockdown to get us to do this. But talking of the lockdown, Parineeti, what were you doing before we were totally shut down and left indoors?
Actually, I was traveling a lot and we had just about started the promotions of Sandeep or Pinky Farrar. And I remember even on the last day of promotions, I remember waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning and calling my marketing and communications team and said, guys, this coronavirus seems to be everywhere and I don't think we should be stepping out. We shouldn't be promoting because we're going to be meeting so many people. There's so many media guys. There's so many, like everybody's around us all the time. So many people touching, being. And I remember it being too drastic a step for them. Like they just felt like, okay, if that's what you want to do, you stay at home, but we're going to have to continue to promote. And I remember I had started reading stories that were coming in from Italy where people were like, guys, cancel everything, stay at home. It's going to sound drastic, but don't send your kids to school. Cancel the birthday parties, cancel all weddings in your family, cancel everything. And everybody's like, no, all this is like, it's too big to do. You don't do these things usually. And I remember I decided to, take a step back that day. And like next day we decided that, okay, we can't get out anymore and we can't do this anymore because it's actually getting dangerous. And we canceled everything, we pushed the film, and then everything, like from there, then we all got into the lockdown together. So yeah, it was I somehow saw it coming. Obviously I never thought it would become this big the way it has affected the whole world, and it'll be for so long. I really thought it would come and go maybe in a month, but now it really feels like we're in an unprecedented situation, and I don't know where it's going to go.
Right. But these tough times in life teaches us some of the toughest lessons, some of the best lessons.
Absolutely.
You went through a phase in life, I think for about a year, where you took a break from work, you took a sabbatical, you took a time to introspect. And you even said that during that phase, you went through a personal and professional low, you went through depression, and you came out of it really strong. So what were the lessons that you learned during that phase, personally and about life?
Weirdly, I'm one of those sadistic people. When something really bad or challenging is happening in my life, inside me, I get a little excited because I have gone through one bad phase in my life and I came out of it. And I was so proud of the person that I became after that phase that now I feel like, oh, wow, I'm going through this challenge. Let me see what I'm going to do out of this. So, I mean, at the risk of sounding like a sadist, I actually believe every bumper sticker and quote that I've read on the internet that, failure teaches you and success doesn't teach you. And I never used to believe that till it happened in my life. I hit rock bottom in every department of my life. And I actually thought I would not survive it. I actually thought that this is the end of my life. This is the end of me. I probably will never go back to films or whatever. Like I went through many, many, many thoughts in my head. And but of course that's not the case. You fight every battle and you come back stronger, and that's exactly what happened to me. And today anything could happen in my life, god forbid, the worst of the worst that I can think, and I know that I will be able to fight it. So the biggest lesson honestly is that this is life. This is exactly what life is about. And in fact, if you don't have the ups and downs, then you've had a very boring life.
You never know what hits you. You never know what hits you. And you got to be prepared.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously this is not me wishing tragedies upon people, that people now should go to bad times. But I genuinely wish everybody goes through some setback in their life, because it will make them appreciate life so much. It will make them so much stronger, so much happier from within. Like I genuinely feel I grew up during that time, and I genuinely feel that today anything that I do is a result of everything that I learned that year. So it's amazing to go through something bad in your life, not too bad, but something in your life that can really, really teach you.
Yeah. Right. Then after all of that happened, you had a film like Golmaal, which became a very big hit. And it was like a super success. So you feel like good about the fact that you took that time to introspect, and here you are, you've done this very big film. Did it make all the pain that you went through in a certain way worth it?
Actually, yeah, I had two films that year, Bindu and Golmaal, and
Yes,
Bindu
yes.
didn't do well at the box office, and Golmaal did really well, and it just made me smile and said, "This is life." You like, I said that to myself even more, that this is exactly how it is. Everything is going to be balanced out.
Right.
And I remember like people telling me, do you get affected by your flops or do you get affected by failure? And I just feel like no, like I just literally smile inside and I say there is so much to be thankful for, that I must not now become depressed or something because of this. I need to, be positive.
Yeah.
And also, I've never wanted to be an actress in my life. I always wanted to do something else with my life.
Right.
So my heart and my brain is not completely consumed by the industry and the work. So that is why I'm able to distance myself and do so much more with my life.
Yeah, yeah. So with all that's happened, like how if you enjoy your success a lot, you also learned better ways of coping with failure. So that's been a great learning, right? Because that's a bigger learning. Because it's easy to enjoy success. It's easy to
Oh
enjoy
yeah.
in your life.
Honestly, before that phase, I never learned anything. I was just living my life without any purpose and just enjoying everything and not really thinking about being an adult. And that phase really, I think, made me an adult. And even now, in the last 8-9 months, I feel like I've grown up so much more, and I feel like I've learned so much more. And the person that I am, I know that a disaster like a quarantine or a lockdown could have very easily depressed me, but it's made me so much more positive and stronger, that I can see the results of everything that I've learned so far.
So, you are working, your film Sandeep or Pinky Farhan is supposed to release sometime now. And Arjun Kapoor was, in a way, your first co-star. Ishaqzade was your second film, but your first film as a leading actor. And the two of you shared a great bond. You've seen your highs and lows, you've seen each other rise to success
Yeah.
and become stars. So tell us about the bond that you share with him, and he's one person who will watch your back, and you do the same for him. And in the industry, it's rare to find such special friends.
Absolutely. There's no, I mean, you've said it all. There's nothing for me to say except that he was my first friend in the industry. Um, and he and I, during the making of Ishaqzade, went through a very vulnerable time. He was going through something very big in his personal life. And I was like, when I started shooting Ishaqzade, Ricky Bell hadn't released. So I
Right.
was still not an actress. And then Ricky Bell released during, and overnight I got success and I became whoever I became.
Yes.
And I went through that with that crew. So that's why they will always remain special to me, and they will always remain what they are. And Arjun especially is that guy who, I mean, maybe I don't speak to him for 3 months, and then I'll call him one day, and we just started from where we ended. And that's the same as all my other friends who are non-filmy friends. So it really shows that nothing has changed between us. We've done 3 different films together. um, and it's just grown. I mean, I think he's also grown up a lot. I've grown up. He tells me that all the time.
Just
कि
to
बड़ी हो गई है. So that's a good thing. He's actually seen me as, the child that I was during Ishaqzade, and now when he works with me, I think he feels that, I've whatever changes have come in me. So I think I've really like grown up with him in the industry. So he will always be special, of course, and I'm very, very protective of him. Like, nobody dare say anything against Arjun.
But we don't give each other very, positive criticism. Like, can you just call and say, hey, this doesn't work, this works, and without any filters.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There is no formality between us. No, 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 no. I talk to him. I don't talk to him like a co-star. I talk to him like a friend, and so does he. Like, he can easily come and say, ये अच्छा नहीं है, या ये बकवास है, या even I can say नहीं नहीं ऐसे मत करो, ऐसे करो, ऐसे करते तुम ऐसे करो, like, and we can have arguments, and he can say anything to me. That's that. It has to be a friendship. It's not a formality wala friendship. It's a real friendship.
But in retrospect, you look back the 9 years of your career. Is there anything you would have done? 9, right?
8.
8. Okay. Is there anything you would have done differently?
No,
Any choices you would have probably reversed?
no, that's not what life is. Life is full of the choices that you make. Everything that I've done, whether it's gone up or down, does not matter to
Doesn't
me.
matter.
Yeah, it's a part of my journey. It's a part of my story. Not at all.
Yeah. Wow. So you look back with happiness at whatever you've
I
done.
don't look back.
You don't look back at all. Wow.
No, honestly not. Genuinely, I think I'm a person who thinks very differently in life. And every time anybody interviews me, they always say, that's a different way of thinking, because that is who I am.
Yeah.
If I change anything, then everything after that will change, and I don't want that. I need everything that happened in my life has to happen. It has to be full of ups and downs. You have
Right. Yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
and you break up. You
Yeah.
can't ride a cycle, you will fall down. You will make films, they will flop. You will say the wrong things, you will do the wrong things, you
Yeah.
will make the
Yeah.
wrong friends. It has to happen. And
That's reality. That's real life. Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is the beauty of life. I mean, when I'm 80 years old, I mean, God willing, if I live to 80, I should be able to say I did everything and I experienced everything in my life. I don't want to go back and perfect everything wrong that happened.
Yes,
No,
of course,
that's very
absolutely.
boring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so now with so much of content being made for OTT platform and various other platforms, do you think it's a great time for actors? And do you see a certain change in the pattern that will come about? The kind
To
of
each
roles
their own.
actors.
It has to be to each their own. It depends
Yeah,
on what they want to do. Many leading actors who are still leading films would not want to do OTT
yeah, of course.
original,
Yeah, yeah.
because cinema is always cinema and we always want to have
Of
theatrical
course. Yeah,
releases.
yeah.
So all of us, I mean, till the time we're getting great work in
Right.
films, we would not want to make the shift to
Yeah,
OTT.
yeah.
But I'm also, having said that, I'm also a very greedy actress.
Yeah.
So if there is something really good on TV, why not? I would want to do it. Again, I don't want to overthink everything in my career and take everything too seriously and miss out on opportunities.
Right.
So if there's something great that comes on an OTT platform, acting is acting. I would love to go and perform there.
Yeah. Yeah, where I was coming from is the fact that there's so much more variety out there in these platforms because so many kinds of things are being made. And actors can probably go and take far more risks on these platforms than they probably would on the big screen.
You're right, but it's not as practical as you're putting it.
Not as simple, and of course, yeah.
Yeah, because if I have to go out and shoot a show, it will actively take out 8 to 9 months of my life, which means that year I don't do
You
films.
can't do a big screen
It's
film.
not, yeah, so it's not as black and white as that, which is why if you would want to make the shift to OTT, then it would have to be that really, really exciting thing that you really can't miss.
Yeah, yeah. But are you a fearless actress? Do you think too much before picking on a role? Like, very often a lot of actors are very, not all, but there are a few actors who probably would be wary of taking up a role which could be really great and challenging because you're very scared about the audience judgment. Suppose for you were to play a negative character or a very dark character.
Yeah.
I mean?
I think I'm a mix.
Performance
I
role.
think I think I'm a mix because there have been certain films that I did just because I wanted to do them and I didn't really think about the consequences.
Yeah.
But then when they are not doing well, then you kind of learn from them and say, okay, this is not what I want to do, and you have to take into account everything. Obviously, the audience is king. I'm not making films for myself to sit at home and watch. It is for all of you guys. So obviously I absolutely have to take into account what they would want, but it's not easy to guess, which is why everybody doesn't have 100% success rate. Everybody fails because you're not able to figure what people want all the time. But honestly, I think I'm just going to go with my gut. Like I said, it's all part of growing up that I've learned that I can do the best at that time and select what I think is right for me, and beyond that I can't do much.
You just told me that you do not really go back in time, but do you ever go back and watch your own films and you're very overly critical of yourself? A lot of actors
No,
watch our films. Are you also one of those who don't go back?
no. I feel really awkward watching my own films because I keep looking at them and I'm like, no. I should have done it in another way. So that is a torturous thing for me. Yeah. No, that is not an easy experience for me because I even if a song comes online, like
Yeah.
at a party and everybody's there and supposing we're watching something and my song comes, I immediately go out. So I feel so awkward watching myself.
The song.
Yeah, because I just feel they should have used the other take. I did another take, which was better. I go into another zone only. So I don't want to go through that.
All right.
Yeah, I will torture myself mentally by looking at it because I also have a memory which is crazy.
Really,
Even
wow.
if you show me Ishaqzadeh, I will be like, they used take number 3. They should have used number 2. It was better. I will torture myself like that.
Such nitty-gritty.
It's better to just avoid. Yeah. Just avoid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do we see you sing more? I just heard you sing on Instagram that day.
Did I sing?
Yeah, I see. What were you singing?
I'm singing all the time. I keep
Tu hi re.
Oh, that was a challenge. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
I
we
sang.
really loved
No,
it.
I do. Honestly, Madhurita, I really want to sing more because it's really a gift that God has given me and I just don't use
Yeah.
it much. So I do want to and I will. I swear to God, I had more plans for this year, but this year had its own
Like,
plan.
it's age of singles. So many people are doing these singles. So,
It's true. It's true. No, no, no. It's not like those conversations are not happening. A lot of
right.
music labels and people are having those conversations with me. It's just a matter of converting them. I will. I will.
Hana
This
Keham is
is
like my real favorite. It's like on my playlist.
Thank you.
So,
A lot
so
of people
we,
do.
we will see you sing more. Not just in your movies, right? Even otherwise.
Only for you, I will make a single.
Yay! Okay, so what's ahead after Sandeep or Pinky Ferrari? You also have Girl on the Train, right? The
I
remake.
mean, those are really the important ones. Girl on the Train
Yeah.
and Saina are the two films that I've literally given my heart and soul to, and they feel like my babies. I
Yeah.
felt like the producer on those films more than the actress because I felt like this is my film. I
This is yours.
completely
You
owned
got to
them.
own it. Yeah.
Completely own them, and again, I think Girl on the Train I shot before Saina. Girl on the Train I
Okay.
shot last year, and then Saina I shot end of last year and this
Yeah.
year. And I think while I was shooting Girl on the Train, it really kind of sealed in my mind the kind of actress that I wanted to be. The kind of
You
work
also
I
said you
think
put the soul
I
in
think
film,
all
right?
my films before Girl on the Train were an experimentation, a personal experiment for me to find what I wanted. And with Girl on the Train, I think I found what I wanted. Like,
Really?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because
Can you
Girl on the
explain
Train,
a little more? In what?
Girl on the Train and Saina were two roles which did not um, did not involve acting for me. It involved me becoming another person, which I have not experienced in the previous films. Like previous films, I was acting. Um, and also many times I would go to film sets and I'd be like, I'm not really feeling this film, and sure enough I could see it in the results. But Girl on the Train and Saina, both I was depressed when they were over. Like I was really sad when they were over because I really wanted to do more and more. I was obsessed with performing. I was obsessed with being those two girls. And it just gave me clarity on how I want to select films from now on. Like how you asked me earlier, what is the procedure you're going to use? It's going to be my gut, because now I will know what I'm looking for in the material. And now I know the kind of stuff I want to do, because that gives me pure joy when I'm on set. So, yeah, so I think Girl on the Train really made me grow up as the actress and made me realize what I wanted, the kind of work that I wanted to
But you generally seem to be an actor, Parineeti, who comes with a lot of prep on the set, right?
do.
You come really prepared. I mean, of course, your talent is that you're spontaneous. Of course, we all know that. But you also come very ready. Like it seems
Yeah,
like,
I do
right?
my homework. So I am a very academic person in life. Anything that you ask me about,
Right.
I will already have read a lot about it before coming. And like my friends and all get irritated because they ask me a simple question and I go into like a thesis of it. I am that person. I'm always reading. I'm always researching. Um, a lot of people in the film industry think I'm this happy, the jolly girl, but actually I'm not that girl at all. I'm actually a very intellectual, academically inclined person.
Comes from
Um,
education also, right? I mean, it comes from your
Sorry?
education also.
Hmm?
It comes from your education also, right? I mean,
I mean, that education happened because I was this person.
correct, exactly. Yeah.
There is a reason I did a triple honors degree. There is
Right,
a
right.
reason I've studied how much I've studied, and I continue to do so. Even now, I would go back to doing a year of studying because I am that person. And so, yeah, I am spontaneous because I've never learned how to act. So, whatever I do on set, it just comes from me. But yes, in my mind, I will put all the information before
Right, right. So, what are you doing in the lockdown apart from, I'm sure you're working on your films or something like that, but what else are you doing?
So yeah, I mean, the second half of my day is mostly dedicated to, meeting people, doing narrations. Like I was doing a narration just before I met you, and I have another narration after yours, soon actually. And so the second half of the day is mostly about work. But other than that, I've been doing giant jigsaw puzzles, which I had ordered before the lockdown started, which are like huge. There's one on my table behind me. Maybe I can show.
Love to see it. Yeah.
Can you see?
Oh, yeah, right. I can see there. Wow.
That entire table is a puzzle. Like it's a
Wow.
huge one. Yeah.
Wow.
So I
That's
love doing those.
focus, right? Puzzles, I mean, that they're like,
Yeah. I think it requires genuine talent because not everybody can do it. It's not about just putting two pieces. The pieces
yeah.
are this tiny and you have
Yeah.
to
And it takes hours sometimes, right? It takes a very
it
long time.
takes weeks. It takes
Yeah.
weeks to finish
Yeah.
it because these ones are huge. Like the one
Yeah.
I'm doing right now is a 3,000 piece. So
Oh,
it's a
wow.
huge one. Pieces are really, really tiny.
Wow.
But I love it. That's like I said, I love doing these things. Everybody sent me like code breaking books and Sherlock books, and I'm sitting and breaking codes and doing
Oh,
puzzles.
wow.
That's the person I am. And
See, this
other
is
than that,
what about you. Like, you like doing puzzles, like,
yeah. I'm obsessed. I'm Ross from Friends. Like I am that person who wants to come back home and take maybe a glass of wine or something and just sit and do puzzles. That's what I love to read, and I like anything people are talking about. If I don't know about it, I actually go outside the room, sit and read about it, and then I will come back because I cannot bear not knowing about
not
things.
doing something.
Yeah,
Wow.
it could be anything. You could talk to me about the International Space System station, or you could talk to me about uh, playing Ludo. I don't know. I read about everything.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's keeping me busy. I'm catching it, which is why I don't like to actually sit and watch too many shows and movies because I just feel bored sitting in one
Sitting
place.
in the same place and yeah.
Yeah, my mind is not getting used. So I like to really do stuff.
Wow, you're also keeping in touch with family
Yeah,
because
of course. My parents and I have been having Ludo championships every night, and
oh,
just
that's
it's
right.
all it's
That's
all silly fun that we've been having, and
yeah,
friends, of course, video calling all day because just catching up with friends and video call is the way you feel like you've met the person.
right,
That's the
exactly.
best. I don't do phone calls anymore.
Right.
So yeah, hoping that this lockdown teaches us a lot and we don't forget this time. And I hope that after this time we continue to live our life in a good way.
Right. It was super talking to you, Parineeti. Really, it was
Thank you.
fun.
You're fine. Your family's fine. Everybody's fine.
You're
You're
all
living alone.
fine. Yes, we're all fine. And next time we catch up, we'll talk about all these things you just mentioned.
Yes,
We'll
done.
talk about something other than movies, possibly. We always discuss just movies.
We'll do puzzles together.
Yes, I would love to do that. We'll just spend an entire day of doing puzzles. That'll be great.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fine.
Have
See you.
fun.
Take care.
Thanks so much for joining us. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.